Well, it's gone. Guess it needs another carburetor though. Let's try turning out the mixture a little bit. Keep in mind this thing hasn't like ran in like seems like 30 years. And I gotta get them plugged up there because I'm gonna lose oil pretty quickly through those. That's where the old points used to go. So now that it's got a solid state or electronic ignition coil to be short, meaning it doesn't need points, it can just work off the magnets on the flywheel. I need to get that covered up, so first I gotta get this hole plugged. They can just probably shove a whole bunch of silicone down in there. The sleeve goes down in there pretty far. And these I can just put the bolts back in. Either that, or I still have the cover, so I could put the bolts on for the cover and then put a bead of silicone around the edge there. And if the cover fills up with oil, well, that doesn't really matter, as long as we don't lose it. So that's it. And then we can get this thing to run. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before I try to take it for a test drive. And if not, I have a second carburetor that I can put on for now until I rebuild this one. That's just laying around. But I would like to put the original car back on because this one looks more, it matches the engine a little more. It's just kind of like gross looking and stuff, which in a way, if I put a brand new, because the other one that I have is really shiny and stuff, and I put that one on there, to me, I just like the, and I like to get the original parts from the engine to keep them on there, so, yeah, but you may have heard the first second, it did run. It just went like a, I actually had it running pretty fast, but one other thing I need to do is get the cable hooked up, because without the cable, I can't control the throttle. So here's where the throttle goes, and it's just a simple governor system. Here's the governor arm, right here, and there. And now this engine's really worn, so I also need to get the air filter on. I don't have an air filter for it. I have the air filter thing, but I don't have the actual air filter that goes down in here, so I'll have to get that. But for now, it'll be okay till I just want to ride this thing around for a little bit. It's got good compression now that it ran, because I know the first time when I was trying to get it going, you could hear the pistons squeaking and stuff. So, and when I first, before, it sounded like there was loose in there, so I think the rings were a little bit stuck from sitting. So, I think I freed them up now, because the compression's like tripled. It's real strong now, so that's good. And I have the blower housing and stuff, and these are all standard bolts, so I can make it run for a trip to the hardware store. Of course, I broke some. I'll have to see if I can, you know what, while I'm at it, spray them down. Let's see if I can grab the end with the vice grip there. If not, I don't know. No, this one's broken here too. These ones are okay, but I definitely want to get this one out, because if not, I could push the blower housing back and hit the flywheel, so that wouldn't be very good. So it's probably very important that I get that out, and I should have the blower housing on it before I run it for too long. I do have the cover in here. Excuse the mess, I'm really sorry about that. I know some people are critics about mess. Well, I'm a messy person. I clean it up and then the shop looks like brand new again. But I have this bad habit. When I'm really working on something, I really don't care what's going on. I just want to get it fixed. Alright. Here's the cover right here. And I just have my random bolt assortment. Or just run to the hardware store. Now, there's no gasket that goes on here, but if I put some of that case bond stuff that I used on my dirt bike, which I'm pretty sure will work really well, set this on here, and no more oil. I mean, the oil will get trapped up inside here, but what's the big issue behind that? There is no points on this thing. This is where the points plunger went. There's actually an extra lobe on the camshaft, a smaller one, that actually moves the shaft, and the camshaft's right in here, because there's where the valves go. It also does need a valve job too, by the way, because you could hear it when you turn the engine over. You can hear air seeping in there, like it sounded like when it was on a compression stroke. You can hear sound like bubbles when the valve was wet at the time, so you can hear there's a little bit of air leaking past, which is kind of normal for an old engine. I mean, I gotta remember, I gotta re-brake this thing, and this thing sat for how long, but you know, I'm gonna definitely have to find, I probably have to buy these screws. I need to find one that's gonna fit in there, and then take this along with, make sure it goes all the way through there. But yeah, it's been long enough. When I first started working on this tractor, I had no clue what I was doing.